Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? I'm Kakita, that's alright. Today we are going to talk about the Stellar Blade, or actually more so about the news that is relating about Stellar Blade, where lately game journalists or game company from the western side actually have been talking about how unrealistic the main character of the Stellar Blade had been, so-called not good looking or too sexualized or too whatsoever or not realistic along the line, and it got attention of many people up, even though when the company creating Stellar Blade actually showed that it was a 3D scan of a real life person. They actually use a real life model with that so-called, they claim, unrealistic body shape, and they model it after a real person. So the thing is, right, it's kind of interesting that now that South Korea is apparently is aware of the whole situation themselves, and they make a news, so-called claim a news about it. So Maxine Korea, and as anyone who know, Maxine is about the magazine about pretty ladies, a sexy lady along the line, and it belongs to Korean, so I believe it will be the South Korean side. So now they are making a news about it, and it won't be long before most of Korean people will be aware of the situation about on the western side, where the westerner apparently are making noise about unrealistic body shape of a human body. So it's kind of interesting that we already kind of established and talk about the situation in most of my random chat, where they are the game journalists from the western side, or the game developer or game company from the western side. A lot of them are now from denial mode to full delusion mode at this point of time. So anyone who know me very well, I have put up a video called the 4 keys phrase to madness. I'll give you guys the breakdown of the whole situation, which is basically that number one, emotion, and then second one will be obsession, third will be coming out of weird reasoning, fourth will be denial, and then the final line. So the thing is, right, if you guys want to know more on the situation, I will link up the video so you guys can check it out yourself. And basically what we will be using the 4 key phrase to understand most of them, but at the same time we will be talking about what is the issue with the game journalists as well as the game developer that have been ongoing lately, that got so much people talking, to the point that I even give a lot of my take as well. But to think that as highlight, actually it was highlighted and reported by Hero Hill-san as well as Ref Say Des, who never say Des. Ref-san actually I mentioned, and I was actually kind of shocked to when I saw this news, so I actually click on the link provided as well. So you guys don't worry, I will put up the video to their videos as well as this video if you guys are interested, if or maybe want to learn some South Korean language. So all will be in all the link to the video will be in the description below, so you guys can check out later on, or if you're not, you guys can check it out if you don't want to hear me nagging or give too much take. But in any case, they do highlight quite an interesting Resan and Hyosan actually do highlight quite a few interesting points about a lot of things about how the game developer or game journalists have been on the breakdown lately. Because the thing is that what caused this controversy about unrealistic body shape is that game developer talking about the body shape isn't real, or game developer saying that hey, you can't have a sexy lady or it's too sexualized along the line, and some of them even go to the point of using like even IGN France actually kind of like saying adore sexualized who never seen a real life person, even though number one, the person who created the game had a wife, as well as that the game is actually modeled using a 3D scan of a real life model. So they actually go to the point of using a real life model to scan her body, and then they model it exactly using that the 3D scan and put it out to be used as a game character. So the game character that will be releasing is actually the body shape. If anyone who look at the body shape of or the character move, right, it's all based on a real life model, a real life person. So the thing is, like, at this point of time, that argument about the character is not real, the character is too sexualized, that throw the argument of the character is not real or unrealistic out of the window. All right, so if game company like Microsoft, which apparently they ban this kind of situation, or game developer or even game journalists trying to say that the character is too sexualized, or is they never seen a real life woman, or they apparently not realistic along the line, that argument is now, in terms of my view, if I put up the scale, is out of the window. They lost the case. All right, that argument itself is already a closed down case. So at this point of time, I don't understand why people are still arguing about it. It's like at this point to me, the game journalists, most of them, like, they are not doing proper research. It's like, oh, people just talk about it and I just type whatever they think. Like at this point of time, one of the things I hate doing it myself is that I hate not doing research before I put on my thing. And now know a lot of my random chat that I do is based off my experience, based off my understanding, based off my observance, based off my research. The last thing, research. That alone is enough to prove that I do one of the reasons why I have to do a lot of I can't do a lot of random chat in one day like most people, is that I tend to do a proper chat. I tend to take in a lot of people's views, even when the other side of the people tend to give me their take. Like let's say for example, if I read, I actually go to the point I actually understanding about the IGN France point of view. And the one thing is that I do understand, like, to some people they will claim that they never seen a real life person, and my argument to that is that it takes a person who never seen a real life person to have that understanding. And it's like the same thing as I've been saying a lot of time, 讲人讲自己, a saying in Chinese, which means when you talk about others you're talking about yourself. So it's kind of interesting to see this kind of situation happening in IGN France. Apparently, that they are talking about how people haven't seen a real life person, even though the 3D model of the main character is actually a 3D scan of a real life model, as well as that the person who created the game is also having a wife who is also a fellow artist. So at this point of time, it's already like thrown out of the window. And even though when Western game developer or game company, even though like even Microsoft got into the point of telling their developer to not create a character too unrealistic, it's kind of funny that they like the higher up in Microsoft game developer or Microsoft itself did not do a research on their own. Like they just take everything that is given to them, the report that is saying, oh, the character that is created by Starblade is not realistic, when in fact it's a 3D scan. Like literally, I mean, like Redson been talking about it a lot in his video. So yeah, he actually claimed about it, even though he's saying like the game journalist saying that actually kind of like they saying that the character is about killing women, which is the next phrase about giving weird reasoning already. And it's kind of interesting to say that they are really like, number one is like I even talk about it, like they are in full denial. I talk about it, they are not like they are giving weird reasoning, they are now in full denial. So it's kind of interesting to see that the whole situation about how Stellar Blade, the game, is that it's not getting it even released yet. It's enough to create a lot of people to talk about it, and not in a nice way. So well, the thing is, right, it's actually kind of interesting to see how game developer have or game journalists have been talking about the whole situation, about how the game is not realistic, that created by Shift Out, who is also well known for their game release, Nikkei Goddess of Victory along the line. So I personally had no idea what were they thinking along the line. I mean, like, it's really weird that the person who create those kind of article or those kind of smear twist poll on Twitter or as whatever you want to call it, it's like at this point of time, what they type is can be considered a smearing campaign, and it's really very stupid, because the thing is, like, if the company behind Stellar Blade decided to sue those people for defamation, they can technically win, alright? They can technically win. So those game journalists or game developers who is saying that Shift Out is using a DAW or whatsoever, they will instantly lose, which is the reason why IGN actually backpedal. The reason why they backpedal is that they know the higher up know full well is that that based on the research, it's already well established that the person who created the game had a wife. Number two, as well as that the person who created the game is using a 3D live scan of a model. So at this point of time, if Swift Out or the director decided to sue IGN, right, they will instantly lose the case. The court will instantly award the winning to to game developer because that is too evident enough to prove otherwise, and that article is enough. With the reason why they have to backpedal. If they don't backpedal, they will be sued. So at this point of time, a lot of game journalists as well as game developer who is still ongoing with their so-called whatsoever, right? The reason why they still coming out with weird reasoning, why are they denying, is that they know full well that they can't lose. They want to win, and the more they come out with winning, again I mentioned, when you come out with the four key, when you're in the denial stage already, you keep on giving a lot of weird reasoning to defend yourself. It's like the first moment you start coming out with weird reasoning itself, you don't deny other people fair, that mean that you still can be safe. But if you start denying other people, which means that you are now in full denial mode, that alone is enough to prove that, hey, you are now going to the madness final line, which basically is that once they cross that final line, they will be either considered mad or delusion or crazy. And at this point of time, it seems that most of the game developer or game journalists or game company apparently crossed that final line, it seems, because it's kind of interesting that this whole situation is really like, you've seen a lot of people that is still on like either coming out with weird reasoning or they coming out with full denial mode, but not most of them had go to the point of being delusion or crazy yet. They're still trying to come up with reasoning to defend themselves. It's just that right now, considering that lately a lot of people talking about it, even Red Say Dash actually talked more on his video. So if you guys want to know more, you can check out his video to talk about it, to listen to his view. But then again, to consider that most people are now talking about it, as well as it's like those people is already like just those people in the Western side, right? Even for me, I don't really like to use the word Western side. It's just that at this point of time, the Western game developer or the Western game journalist or the Western game company that is now bashing Stellar Blade, or how unrealistic the body of the character is, or the game is not black, or the game is not diversity or whatsoever, or the game character is too pretty. Yeah, I talk about this myself already. It's like they think that in their view, a game character should not be based on real life person, and that the character must be ugly or fat or black or whatsoever. I mean, like, no offense to all the black people, all the fat people, or all the ugly people along the line. It's just that, I mean, like, if you want to add a character that is a diversity in a way, you have to depend on what game character that you're coming out with. It doesn't mean that there can't be a fat person or a black person or ugly person or in the game in a way. Is that if the game developer feel like they don't want to add this in, you can't force them to add that in. And more so that the main character, if they make it based on a real life person and make it sassy, you can't also blame them because it's their thing. It's the same thing like if they come up with a boy character or a handsome man character or a young little girl or even a little baby along the line, like, you can't blame them because the game developer, when they come out with the game, they come out with the character themselves. It's at the early phase. And then when they come out with the second phase with the concept art, that is really when they really kind of like based on what they want to have, and they just kind of like slowly leak to most people about what kind of game they are going to release along the line. And when the prototypes start coming out to let people know how the game will be like, yeah, that's basically a lot of things that people can talk about it. So at this point of time, I still don't understand why a lot of game journalists still like not deny, like they are not backing down. Like, the more they push for it, right, the more lost they are. And again, they are coming out with weird reasoning to back up their reason, which does not make sense, and it's already can be like proof. Most of them can be easily debunked. So even if they say the character is too pretty along the line, I mean, like, dude, a lot of us young, there are, as much as there's girls that they claim not good looking, there are also a lot of girls who is actually good looking. I mean, like, look at this freaking lady right here. She is pretty herself. So the thing is, right, I won't be surprised if they say that the character is based on the real life person itself, even though they say they twist it a little little bit. So the thing is, right, at this point is really like the argument of the Western game journalists or game developer trying to bash Celebrate. Their argument is now thrown out of the window because that is very, very stupid. So the only thing I can advise those people, if you are a person who are listening to this, or if you're saying that the body is too unrealistic along the line, number one, there's already evidence to prove that the character is a 3D scan already. They can't say that it's unrealistic or whatsoever. And the body shape is already like, if you guys keep on talking about it, if you don't back down, the more you come up with reasoning that is getting weirder and weirder and weirder each time. You are starting to lose. In the eyes of the law, you instantly get thrown out of the court because you are lying, or you are coming out with delusion, or you're just brain weird. And giving unrealistic argument at this point of time is really like just showing how stupid you are. It's really like at this point I don't understand what they are thinking. Like what are those people trying to think? I mean, like, even if they trying to indicate the character have to be like DEI along the line, which basically like it has to be diversity or equality or whatsoever along the line. Like at this point of time, right, the game developer, if they want to come up with the character they come up with the character they want. Even if you claim that there has to be a little bit of diversity, the thing is, right, if they choose not to, you can't blame them. You can't just go around trying to cancel them, because the thing is, right, at this point of time, they are coming out with the more it's like, before you guys go and say that the game character look unrealistic, come up with a realistic reason before you start arguing. Because at this point of time, in my view, those people are not coming out with unrealistic reasoning to kind of like prove their point, and they are just losing. It's getting more L and L at this point of time, and it's getting more and more funnier and ridiculous that I have really became speechless about this whole damn thing. So it's not about how people trying to bash the curator of the Sweet Baby Inc. or game people who is trying to report about this case, like Red Sun or Glum Sun or whoever there is to talk about this whole situation. It's just that the Western, it's like, if Korean people is not aware, and a lot of people do know full well that the toxicity in South Korea can be very, very crazy. I mean, like, the toxicity in South Korea can be so crazy to the point that it can get their idol cancelled for a stupid reason. So at this point of time, I would advise those developers to really back down, or those game journalists to sit down and understand that, do a proper standing. I mean, like, if you come up with the reason, I mean, like, if you want a reason to fight this whole thing, say that the game can be considered too sexualized for some people, for some gamer. At least I can understand your view. But when you come up with the reason that the body is too unrealistic, or the game is too sexy or whatsoever, yeah, and going to the point of trying to smear a the game developer about saying that a person who have never seen a woman when he freaking married already. So yeah, it's just plain stupid. It's just, at this point of time, they are just doing smearing campaign at this point. So I don't understand what they're thinking along the line, and I can see why Red Sun would be reporting about the DEI situation or Sweet Baby Inc. situation or game journalist situation lately a lot. Is that it's like those people are trying to attack gamers, trying to tell that they are the best, those game journalists or game developers are the best, and that anyone who is not them are racist along the line. And then when people point it out that they are the one racist, they start playing victim along the line. It's like they are the Karen of of the gaming industry at this point. So I don't understand what are they thinking. It's like, it's very obvious. I think, I mean, like, I think it's fair for me to say that those people that is creating all this trouble at this point of time and are just the Karen of the game company though. I mean, the gaming industry at this point. So whether we all like it or not, I mean, like, it's a thing now. I mean, like, they already crossed their final line. They are just in denial, in full giving out weird reasoning, as well as in full delusion, because they think that they are winning at this point of time. I mean, it's actually even worse that they attack someone else, they attack the gamers, and when gamers start giving self-defense to themselves, those people start playing defensively and say, oh, we are the victim. The gamers are attacking us along the line. Like, dude, at this point of time, you're just being stupid. No, seriously. It's like when they really should have actually backed down. They should actually have just keep quiet and move on and give apology for the things they say. But instead, they I feel like at this point it's like they don't want to accept the apology. They don't want to accept the saying the they don't want to say apologize or to say sorry for the things they say, and they just don't want to lose. Their pride is so huge to the point that if they feel like if they lose, their life will be ending. And I mean, like, even if they don't apologize or move on, they are already losing. So I don't know what were they thinking. Maybe they got brainwashed into thinking that DEI must be in all game. I mean, like, it's really interesting that they are making a lot of noise, but nothing to back them out at this point. So personally, I feel like if you want to add diversity to a game, I mean, like, sure, but if there is no right to create a game for that, people will like there is no reason to create it. There is no reason to create it. I mean, like, if they want to create, like, in DEI, they can, if they want to make an NPC out of it, yeah, it's up to the creator. If they don't, you can't force them. And if the gamers say they are base, yeah, they are base. It's just that at this point of time, like Sweet Baby Inc. or Curate or the DEI or the game journalists make, like, from apparently Kotaku or IGN, like, now they are losing. And it's really kind of interesting that when people ask me, like, do I check out news article, the one thing I do, I can give my take right now for Otaku as IGN is that they already lost their purpose of being a game article news, like, since who know how long ago. I mean, like, their journalists is already, like, so most of them is already so out, even going to the point of attacking a game company for using a realistic model, and they claim that it's not realistic. It's like the Korean people come up with a simple thing. What is a realistic body shape? I mean, like, it's really back to the same take that I put out in my video, that those people had really never, like, they must be out in the open or take the train, or even if they claim they go out and take the train, I can assure you guys they'll be looking at their phone. And I mean, like, even if you're looking at your phone, for God's sake, go internet and go and check it out. There is a lot of people with sassy body. I mean, like, hell, this model is really sassy on her own. So it's really weird why those people keep thinking that there is no realistic people that is sassy, like, pretty along the line. Like, they just think that they must make the character too bad, or I mean, like, if the NPC is not good looking, yeah, I can understand. But if you're making a character that is already kind of, like, established that they want it to be sexy or nice looking, yeah, you can't stop them. So I don't understand why those people are just making this kind of point. I mean, like, yeah, it's really just stupid though at this point of time. And also apologize for the cough at the background, because my dad is still coughing lately. So yeah, if you guys hear quite a cough here, there, everywhere, yeah, that's my dad. In any case, anyway, if you again, I will just state that all the video on the that you see on screen right now will be on the link description below. But then again, whatever I say today is just all my random thought, my speculation, as well as it's just a random chat. So if you do have your own thought or whatsoever, do write in the comment below and we can discuss it further. But till then, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat. And I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.